It's Trans Icon Tuesday, and what better way to kick it off than with an icon that we all know and love, Marsha P. Johnson. Now, Marsha was born in August 1945 and was the fifth of 7 children. After finishing high school, she moved to New York City with nothing to her name but 1 bag of clothes and $15. Yeah, this was the 60s, so queer people were still pretty criminalized. So it wasn't easy for Marsha. She couldn't find a job that would accept her for who she was.
Darling, I don't have a job, I'm on welfare.
So she turned to sex work, and she didn't have a permanent home either, so she went from friends' homes to sleeping, like under tables in restaurants, to hotels and cinemas. Marsha initially went by Black Marsha, but she changed her name to Marsha P. Johnson, with the Johnson being named after the Johnson restaurant she waited tables at, and the P standing for Pay It No Mind, a phrase that she used often when people asked her about her gender. Now, Marsha was obviously an avid frequenter of the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar that was previously only for gay men, and let's be honest, but it changed its policy recently to allow women in too. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Wait, no, or the feds. Same business. On one fateful summer's night, June 1969, when Marsha arrived late, the police were already raiding the bar. Tired of the frequent raids on their only safe space, Marsha and a number of other trans women fought back, and from there led a series of protests. The first Gay Pride Parade happened the next year, and from there it spawned a lot of gay rights groups. Marsha was initially at the forefront, but of course, the groups were white and cisgender as fuck. They regularly excluded people of colour and transgender people, which obviously made Marsha really angry. Wouldn't you be? You helped start this movement and now you're being excluded. Sound familiar? The audacity of them to exclude the people who needed the movements the most. Reminds me a bit of the gay activists of the present. Not saying any names, but this caused Marsha and her close friend Sylvia Rivera to found their own group, STAR, the Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, which was dedicated specifically to protecting trans young people. Across the 70s, Marsha continued working to help trans people, and she also became a performer as well, performing frequently with the drag group Hot Peaches. Her profile grew and she worked tirelessly, but in 1990 she was diagnosed with HIV. 2 years later, on July 6, 1992, Marsha's body was found in the Hudson River. The police initially ruled it as a suicide, but pushback from friends caused them to reclassify the case to drowning from undetermined cause. But they refused to investigate it any further. The queer community were disgusted that the murder had no investigation from the police and received no press coverage. Hundreds of people showed up to her funeral, however, giving her one final beautiful send-off. Of course, her killer was never found. It can't be denied the impact that Marsha had on the queer rights movement and queer people even to this day. She leaves an amazing legacy, yet her story is a bitter tale of what it means to be a trans person of colour in a world of people full of ignorance, discrimination and hate. Yet despite this, she's touched so many lives with her joy